Good morning and welcome back over here to Universal Orlando Resort. We're back over here for another trip out to Universal. Because the last time I came, I didn't go to Universal Studios at all for some reason. But as last time we went over to Islands of Adventures, we got to visit that. That was during the pass holder preview days. Today, it's actually just a normal opening day. Like just a normal day. They're back to normal operations. Big thing is I'm going to try to stop by the pass holder lounge today because they have a brand new magnet, they're giving out some buttons, and if you're one of the first 100 in that day, you get a new yellow lanyard. And so I thought I'd try to get on that. Plus we'll just see if there's anything else. Apparently there's new masks, so there's this mask, the Universal pass holder one. They also have a Love is Universal, which is a rainbow colored one, and then they also now have a brand new classic Universal Studios Florida one that we'll try to see. So we'll try to see if we can get that today maybe, and do all that stuff, and then maybe see if we can get on a couple of rides. I'm not 100% sure. Just because I was thinking I could try to get in line for Hagris, but I've already been trying to get onto the virtual line. Nothing right now, so just head on in. Also, we'll just see how busy it is. I don't expect it to be busy, because even though on the first official day that the parks were reopened to the public, it wasn't that busy. So we're gonna head on in. The line getting in through the Auto Plaza area where you get your ticket or where you pay for parking was super long, but you gotta remember at Universal there are 3 theme parks that you're going through. So you have Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, and Volcano Bay. So because we waited a while, they actually gave me a free upgrade for my parking, so then I got to park in Prime today. So that's actually kind of nice of Universal. And then just kind of walking up, you have the natural entrance of Universal Studios Florida. You can see not a lot of people walking in. The park has been open for about an hour, but at the same time, Universal is limiting the capacity. If it gets to a certain level, they will not let other people in. You have to wait to go in, but you do not need a reservation to come to Universal. They're the only theme park in Central Florida that is not requiring a reservation to come into the theme parks right now. That could all change based on how things go, but right now you can go in whenever you feel like it. So I don't think I mentioned it in the Islands of Adventure vlog, but when you are with your annual pass, the annual pass holder line is reopened again, so I'm really excited about that because I think it just makes it easier. But if you're coming through with your annual pass, you must have your photo ID because they are not doing the finger scanning for the sake of social distancing and CDC guidelines. So be mindful, if you are an annual pass holder, make sure that you do have your pass, but also your ID ready to be scanned when you get in there. So I think what we'll actually do is we're going to stop by the Universal Studios store and look around and see what they've got. Well, this is actually pretty cool. They've got some very classic stuff. This is the old logo of Universal Studios when it first opened. It's actually a really nice shirt, actually. I'm kind of glad by that. Let's see. How much are you? You're $30. Got a fun bucket hat, a nice visor. It's $25. Oh, look at this. This is actually really cool. Let's see, what does this cost? $50 for that. Bright neon pink hat, that is $25. Oh, they have cooling towels. These are going to be really important for the rest of the summer. This is really cool, actually. Well, they got all the Bourne spectacular stuff here. So that's pretty cool. I think the Bourne, the store that this is all in is open as well, but I have to go back and check to see. So it also is Saturday, so that's something I didn't think about was how busy would it be on a Saturday. So Minions right now is a 45-minute wait, which is about normal for what normally is. It doesn't look like it's doing the virtual line like some of the other rides. But as we kind of turn here, we'll kind of stop and look at the sign over here. That's if you're heading towards the Hollywood Beverly Hills area. Right here. So Despicable Me Minion Mayhem is 45 minutes. You have all the shows that are going to be happening today. E.T.'s 10, Fast and Furious, of course 10. Hollywood Bride Rocket's only 10 minutes. That's not bad, actually. Men in Black, 45 minutes. Revenge of the Mummy looks like it's virtual line right now. The Simpsons ride's 25. Transformers is 20. Shrek is 25. And Hogwarts Express King Cross Station is 40. The trick I will tell you is don't ride it from this side, from Universal to Islands, ride it from Islands to Universal. For some reason, the line is always less busy coming from Islands of Adventure to Universal. So yeah, right over here, the pass holder lounge actually is already open, but you can see there is a line only limiting a certain number of people inside. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get in line, get whatever they have, and then we will talk about the Five and Dime, which is the new gift shop for the Bourne Stuntacular that should be opening up soon because behind me, they are putting up the new entrance sign for it. So we're gonna go ahead and get in line for the pass holder lounge. So So kind of unique thing they're doing, they're actually distributing the buttons and pins out here so that you don't have to go in. Now you can go in if you would like, but I just knew I needed my magnet and my buttons. So this is the magnet they are doing, and they're kind of going back to the retro style of things. They've really kind of brought that retro style back, and I kind of like it a lot. Like, I really like this a lot, especially all that like essentially the old logo and that neon style. It's really cool. And on top of that, they did give you March and April's buttons. Give me a second to pull that up. As you can see, watch your step and save the green planet. It's really cool, actually, because I didn't get a chance to get either one of these purely because of that. So it's really nice that they are giving us the March and April ones. They're not distributing June ones yet, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna do the same thing like they're doing now, is in July they will distribute both June and July so that they can get everyone caught up, just so people have a chance to also get caught up on March and April, and the new magnet, which is amazing. It's one of the penguins from Madagascar. Hello! So while just kind of walking through, I kind of went into the Universal app and I reserved a virtual line time for the Mummy at 10:40. So it's 10:25 right now. So I'm really excited because I love doing the Mummy. It's one of my favorite coasters. I mean, you do have Hagris, which is an amazing attraction, and so can't really be upset with Hagris, but getting to ride Revenge of the Mummy is going to be absolutely amazing. I haven't done it in so long, so I'm really excited to get back on it. And what it sounds like is all the coasters are doing the same exact thing, where only one party is in each line at a time. And so, oh look, the trolls are coming out. Oh, even the glitter troll. I've never seen the glitter troll, just purely because of the fact that I'm never here on a Saturday or a Sunday, and he's only ever out on the weekends when it's supposed to be a little bit busier. So he usually farts glitter, so that's always kind of a fun thing. So I just kind of came over here to ET Adventure to see what the wait time is, and right now it is posting a 35-minute for ET Adventure. So a little busier, but this isn't a class. This is one of the best attractions in the park. It's one of the best dark rides ever made, and it's just overall a really good ride. So something I also didn't stop to look at was I saw the horror makeup show actually does have times to do the showing. So that's a really good thing to know, is that the shows are starting to work their way back in. I know animal actors on display are doing shows as well. They usually have the times up, and I think they're doing normal times, but again, they're limiting the amount of capacity at a time. And you can't sit in, like, it has certain spots where you can sit in. So okay, so like animal actors on location, 12:45, 2:30, 3:45, and 5 today. So it's definitely something to keep in mind, is they do have that. They are starting to open up the shows a little bit more, but they're going to be at much lower capacity. But as I can tell you right now, just on a Saturday right now, it is very empty in Universal. So I think Universal is doing an amazing job with everything, especially compared to what I've heard with SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. Everyone's wearing their mask, all the team members are wearing their masks, they have social distancing guidelines everywhere. There are signs saying, here's bathrooms to wash your hands. It's amazing what they've done so far, especially as quickly as they were able to get the park open. So I'm really glad for Universal, and they're really doing a good job. Just from the day I came for the pass holder preview to today, it's already a lot of change, and I think it's really good changes. But as you can see, kind of just walking through the Simpsons area, not very busy. And normally this is one of the busiest areas outside of Diagon Alley, which we will get to go in and visit here in a second. I was gonna try to go do Men in Black, but as far as I know, they are not doing single rider right now, and the wait is about a 45-minute wait based on what the app says. So just be mindful, it may be a little bit longer waits. They may not be able to host enough lines because of everything going on. But I think what we'll do is we'll head over to Diagon Alley, check out all that stuff, and see if Escape from Gringotts, see if they're doing their virtual line right now. So alrighty, just walking through the London area. We're gonna head into Diagon Alley. Now, if you tell any of the people here in this area, they'll just say that you have a stick and not a wand, and you know, wearing a robe, because it's theming. But we're gonna make our way through the brick wall and into Diagon Alley. And there it is. Amazing. Just been so long since I've been here. I mean, even though I was here last week with some friends, I didn't actually take the camera film. That's why I talked about it. But man, it's weirdly quiet in Diagon Alley, and I just think it's really funny to see how quiet it is. Because this is, like I said, this is normally one of the most busiest areas in the entire theme park. And right now, there's not very many people. Still so cool. Come over here and check out Harry Potter and Escape from Gringotts to see what's going on with that. See what they're doing. I think they are purely virtual line right now. So it means you must go onto the Universal app and reserve a time. Yep. So virtual line passes only happening right now. So you must go onto the Universal app and try to book a time. Nothing against Gringotts. I love Gringotts, but if I had a choice between Revenge of the Mummy and Gringotts, I would do Mummy all day. But how amazing is it to be back in Diagon Alley? Be back in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. I am so happy to be back and just everything about it. Oh, this is even cooler. So the actors here are wearing masks and it's not affecting anything. And they also have the spots where you have to stand to watch it. So they have the little markings so you can only stand there. I really am also glad people at Universal are following all the guidelines. They're keeping the mask on as much as they can. Mine just keeps slipping down because I'm talking a lot. But like the show, people, even though there's all the spots are all gone, people are still standing far enough away. And the good thing with like, especially that show, they have the mics so you can actually see them and hear them from far away. Cause like I can still hear them from all the way over here. And I'm next to Weasley's Wizard, Weezes, you know, the joke shop they have. So it is about time for my my virtual line for the Mummy. So I'm gonna head over there, try to do the Mummy, and then I think we'll keep walking around Universal for a little bit. We'll try to stop off at one of the U-Rest areas, which is the area where you can actually take the mask off and take a quick break. But I'll tell you, Universal's masks, these things are amazing and they're really breathable, so I am kind of happy with that. Of course, then you do have King's Cross, which takes you into platform 9 3/4 and onto the Hogwarts Express to Hogsmeade and Hogwarts School of Wizardry. Of course, you do have the one ride that will probably never need the virtual line and is always going to post about 10 minutes. You get Fast and Furious Supercharged. Just overall, not a great ride. It was a real miss for Universal, but they did so far make it up with Hagrid's. And I think what we'll also do is we may head over to Island purely so we can go actually see the work that's being done on the new Jurassic World coaster. Again, no official word from Universal of what it is, when it will open. All we just know it is a coaster, and it's probably going to be called the Velocicoaster, and it's going to be Velociraptor related. So it's all we can assume because there's no official word from Universal yet. And if anything like what Universal did with Hagrid's, we won't know anything until probably about 3 or 4 months before it actually opens. But the difference between Hagrid's and this new coaster is you can actually see everything that they're building. So the difference with Hagrid's is a little harder to see all that work being done because it was behind all the walls and it was much farther down. Jurassic World coaster, you can see it all over the place. Oh, I think they actually painted this building here. I don't remember this building was this white before. Can't remember. That's kind of interesting. But it is time for my virtual line pass for Revenge of the Mummy, which is an amazing ride. So I'm gonna put everything away and we're gonna go in there. And I love the performers are out here and they are wearing the masks. The cool thing also is with when you keep moving from area to area, the masks change color and style based on where you're at. So like here at the Mummy, they have like a more tan version. When you're at Diagon Alley, it was a more black version. And when you were going through Simpsons, they were like a yellow. So pretty cool. I do have to put you guys away and I'll be right back out here in a minute. So about at the most 20 minutes from the time I actually got into the virtual line to actually getting on the ride. Only downside to that attraction queue, it's extremely dark in there. So like I've said before, like when we were at Islands and I rode Hagrid's, you have to make sure that when you're moving up one, like you wait for the group in front of you to move all the way up before you move up, just so you don't get caught in the middle. They did a really good job in that queue. I felt there probably could have been a couple extra in some places and it would have been still would have held to their social guidelines. But at the same time, they may be overdoing it right now because it's easier to add it's harder to take away. So, but while I was in line, I was scrolling through the virtual lines again. It's kind of like Disney with the Fast Pass system. You know, with Disney reopening, they're not gonna have the Fast Pass system, but with Universal, I was able to, while I was in line waiting for Mummy, I went through virtual line, looked through, see what there was, found that Gringotts had some for $11.10. So, I have my next Fast Pass, or next virtual line, excuse me as I say Fast Pass, even though it's a virtual line here, for Harry Potter and Escape from Gringotts at $11.10. So I'm kind of excited to do that, just because I like going through that queue. Again, I just put you guys away, so you guys don't get to see the queue. I could use my phone, but at the same time, I like to leave things a little bit more secretive. So I'm getting a little bit busier now. It's starting to feel a little more busy. Now I do know it is about 11 o'clock, so you're getting more of the crowd starting to come in. You're starting to probably people crossing over from Universal into Islands. I think, like I said, later on we will go to Islands just to see some of the work that's been done on the Jurassic World coaster, just to kind of keep an eye on all that, because I did come the other day when I was taking pictures, and the Heartline roll over the water is completed. So I'm curious to see how much more they have done today, when I feel like they're really aiming for a spring opening of next year. Try to be a promotional thing for the new movie that comes out next year, because that's what kind of Universal does, is they try to like time everything, especially if it's their own IPs like Jurassic World, to like have something promotional like a new ride at their Orlando resort. Well, what I may do as well is I may actually take the Hogwarts Express, even though it's a 25-minute wait. I may take it just to go over there, because then I can go right behind Mythos to my normal spot to look at the coaster, and then as I leave Islands can just stop by into the front area to do that. So, but yeah, gotta head back into Diagon Alley to go ride Harry Potter and Escape from Gringotts. Curious to see how long this one will be. So like I said, Mummy was about 10-15 minutes total wait. I actually got, again, since they're not doing any single riders, because if you are by yourself like I am, you'll get a whole row to yourself. I actually got the front row, so I was really happy because that's the best row on Mummy. Still got about 5 minutes, and I'll wait to get my locker until it's time for my thing, just to tell how long it takes to get through the locker line, because I think it'll take a few minutes, because they're only going group at a time, which makes actually going into the locker really nice. Alrighty, now that I kind of took a quick little break through Nocturne Alley to cool off just for a second, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get in line to get my locker for Harry Potter Escape from Gringotts, unless I can find something for Hagris in that time frame, because nothing against it, but if I can get either one, I will more than happy do Hagrid's. Okay, we're actually have to book it because one, I found out you can only have 2 at a time for the virtual line thing at a time. But so I went ahead and deleted my Hagrid, my Gringotts one, because there was a bunch for Gringotts, so just in case I could always come back. But as I pulled up Hagrid's, there was one for 11:10, and it's 11:08 right now. So it is good for 30 minutes. So I guess I just won't ride the Hogwarts Express. But we'll head over to Islands really quick so I can go do Hagrid's really quick again and see how much has changed with that, because when I came on Friday, I did not get a chance to do Hagrid's just because all the virtual lines were gone, and the group and the friends I hung out with, they had already written it, so there was no point in us trying to do it a second time. So I'm gonna head over there, hopefully I can make it in time for my virtual line. I think it does help that I am by myself now most of the time, so it's easier to get some of these virtual line queues. But I was surprised to see that Hagrid's actually had 3 or 4 with the next hour. I think Hagrid's releases theirs about 2 hours ahead of time, because like when I signed up for Mummy, they had them all the way up till park close, about 30 minutes till park close. And same thing with like Gringotts. So when I canceled my Gringotts one, because I knew I could get another one if I needed to, I could. I knew I was like, okay, so now I need to go and look at Hagrid's. And just based on what it sounds like, it's because I also don't know if the ride's gonna be running all the time, because it is still having some issues, but it is running extremely smooth for what it's at now. But I am excited to go over there and ride it again, because the last time I rode it, I had a different mask on. I had my more cloth mask. I didn't have this universal one. So getting to wear this when I ride Hagrid's will be pretty exciting. Like I said, only downside is I ended up booking that, and I was in the back of Universal, and I had to go to the front of Universal and then to the back of Islands to get it to Hagrid's on time. But I got 30 minutes, and I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of a buffer just in case. Plus there were a few more for like 12:30, 12:10 if needed to, and I can always go in and see if there's a later time frame for it if I know I'm not gonna make it. It's kind of nice. It's easy to change. I also knew that the great thing with the virtual line is the line, I think the what do you call it? The app was actually set up for it quite a while back, and when all they did is they started implementing it, the app runs really great. I'm really happy because the app was updated for this, so The only upside is that Universal really worked on the app, and it's really helping with this virtual line system, and it seems to run really smooth. So it's a good thing on Universal. I'm really glad they figured out that part of it. So if you are curious, between Universal and Islands, there is another spot for what they call U-Rest area. It's right down here, and this is where you can actually take your mask off, like fully off, and you can actually breathe a little bit. And the good thing is, because I was able to, I could check the app for more virtual lines, and again, being a single rider, it's easier to make those passes. But so what I did is I went in and I kind of checked Hagris to see if it would come back up with anything, and yes, it did. Now I got mine for 11:20 to 11:50, so I'm not as much of a rush to get over there. Still kind of in a rush, but before I was like running out of Universal to make it. But I'm gonna head over to Islands of Adventure, jump onto Hagris, and then check out a little bit more of the Jurassic World coaster to show you guys what has been done to it. So what I may do, once I'm done with Hagris, because I'm gonna head straight to Hagris, so I'll stop by Mythos, we'll look at everything there, and then we'll go to the U-Rest area over in Islands and check everything out over there. Alrighty, now we're over here at Islands of Adventure, and I do love that they have people out here informing you of the rules, trying to keep everyone lifting, welcoming you back.
This way or this way,
you know,
I got great feedback.
Because that's one of the great things that they are getting some amazing support, and all the team members are just happy to be back in work. So, and Islands of Adventure, because you do have to go through this left side to go through, just so they can help with keeping a line, just in case they can also send you to the same side. So can't stress enough, make sure that you do, if you have an annual pass, you have your photo ID, and more likely anything else that, like when you come in with your ticket, if your name's on it, make sure you have your photo ID just available, because they are not doing the finger scanner anymore for the fact they don't want to have any sort of spread of diseases or the COVID-19 stuff. So, but really nice, because they do have the pass holder line on this side as well. I wish they would say something. The only thing I do kind of wish is they would put a sign out saying, please have your photo ID ready, pass holders, or please have your photo ID out and ready to be, you know, when you have your ticket scanned. I feel like that would help, but I know that's also adding more to what's already out front, so I can understand it's one little thing that I wish, but I mean, besides that, it's very smooth operation. They have almost every turnstile open, so it makes getting in pretty fast. I still love how most other rides at Virtual Line, they have the Virtual Line sign in front of the park, or front of the ride, but Hagris, right here as you're entering the line, as you're entering the park. Not only do they have it here, then they have it in, they usually have one in front of the wait sign, right in front of the U-Rest area, but I don't see one out today. Oh, there it is actually, because it has the barcode scanner on it, which is actually pretty cool that they have the barcode scanner for it as well. So, but like I said, I gotta head back to Hogsmeade so I can go do my virtual line for Hagris. So just taking a little shortcut through this little area, right past Green Eggs and Ham to get there, so I don't have to worry about going all the way through Seuss Landing. Trying to get to Hagris as quickly as possible, just because it is time. And I can tell you right now, there's a lot of work that's been done on this new Jurassic World coaster. Can't wait to show you guys more of it. So today it looks like they have the virtual line for Hagris kind of snaking around back towards where it was when it first opened, and then you have the U-Rest area that way, which is actually in the Sinbad area. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead and get in line for Hagris' virtual line queue, have my thing out so I can show it to them, and we'll go from there. Alright, so it is 11:31. Got my pass for 11:20 to 11:50. We'll see how long it takes me. So last time I did this, it took me about an hour from the time I got into Virtual Line, on the ride, and off the ride. So we'll see how long it takes today. So I think about an hour, should be off by 12:30. Maybe it'll take a little bit quicker. And it seems like they have it a little more organized because they have a lot more people out here, a lot more of the team members out here, a lot more team members out here helping move the line. So that's kind of nice. Well, it definitely feels a lot better organized today, and I'm very happy with that. That's actually kind of nice to have a lot more, team members out here answering questions, checking your time before you actually get in this line, and then you'll scan right under the Hogsmeade. There's people right there who will scan your ticket for you. So that's kind of nice. It's a really nice day out. Very warm though, that's one thing I have noticed. It is very warm today, but the mask hasn't felt like it's made that much of a difference with the heat to me today. Another reason why I'd say Hogsmeade, riding the train from Hogsmeade to King's Cross is better, 10 minutes here, and it pretty much there's no line, so probably less than 10 minutes to be honest. So that's why I always say, if you ride the Hogwarts Express, always ride it from Hogsmeade to Universal. Okay, Hagris is running at full capacity again, like not just full capacity, they're loading every row. The moving walkway and the ride itself is moving at a fast pace again. I mean, from the time I got in line to the time I actually got on the ride, I don't think I stopped. Plus, best thing, got the back row on that thing. Either the back or the front row. Those are the best rows on that ride. But maybe 20 minutes total from the time I got into the virtual. I think it took me longer to get through the check-in for my virtual line than it did for the actual ride line itself. So I'm impressed. Like, just in about 2 weeks period, they went from maybe someone went an hour once you got in line to once you actually get through the virtual queue and checked in, you almost walk right onto the ride. Plus, the best thing, I've never had this happen, but I see it happen all the time. When you launch, after you see Hagris and you go over the big launch through the ruins, and when you come out of the station, sometimes the trains can be side by side. When we came out of the station, we were side by side with another train, so it looked really cool. It's like a really cool, like, picturesque moment, but amazing. That was just amazing. Speed, love that ride. Ride is insane and so much fun. All right, now that we have done Hagris, we are actually going to head to the back area here of Mythos and look at the Jurassic World coaster they're working on. And just based on what I saw coming in, there's a lot, and I'm really excited about it. So we're gonna head down this pathway behind Mythos up to the walkway. I thought they were gonna block off. Still haven't done it yet. Oh my God, look at all of this. Like I said, you guys have not seen this. I have. There's the Heartline roll over the water, but the biggest thing is they're starting to work on the track going up the spike. And look, there's a stall right there. Holy crap. And this is the big vertical, like, helix that goes behind Hogsmeade. Can't quite get back there because a certain area you can get to see a lot of that up close is reserved for people eating. But, oh my God. I know there's still a long way to go with this because they still have to finish building the track. There's a lot of track over there. Looks like that's gonna be like the entrance, line, queue, loading station area. But you can see there's a little bit of track poking out over there. And I love that it kind of circles the Discovery Center so that when you're eating, you'll see it going by you at all times. So that's insane. Like, guys, like this ride, if it's anything like what Hagrid's is, this thing is going to be nuts. And especially because the track here is double spined. Like, oh my God. This thing is moving at such quick pace. I mean, just compared to when I was here before for pass holder previews to this. Now, I would go over by Jurassic Park, but I'm starting to get some blisters on my heel because I haven't been out and about walking this much. And I need to get home to check on my puppy. So I think we'll head out. I think we'll go down towards the U-Rest area, look out over the water to get another good look of it. But I think we're gonna probably end up calling it a day because it is getting very, very warm. I'm starting to sweat a lot. Another thing, make sure you are hydrating. You can take your mask off if you are drinking water. So I carry a bottle of water that can keep the ice cold to help with staying hydrated for all this. But you can take your mask off. Another trick I have learned, and this is a trick I don't think, it's not breaking it. If you're getting really warm in this, lift the bottom of your mask. Kind of do that, kind of wave it back and forth. Cooled off a little bit, I like it. So definitely getting used to wearing this more often. Still not like, it's still hot, like, don't get me wrong, it is hot. But I mean, I'm getting used to it, for now at least. Oh my God, like this thing looks insane. I am so excited because I've been really disappointed up till everything before Hagrid's. But I mean, like, you have this area with it has a, looks like not a vertical spike, but a spike of some sort that will take you into the stall, which will take you to a hard helix, which you're gonna be carrying a ton of speed through there. Come out of that, and you'll go over this little bunny hill right into a Heartline roll over the water. And it looks like that'll probably be near the end, but you still have all the section before the spike, all that they're working on. Man, this really feels like it's on pace for probably a springtime opening because you still have to add in all the time they have to, you know, make the area look nice and stuff, but man, this is insane. Also, I am in the U-Rest area, which actually can help with, you can take your mask off. I usually just hang mine off to the side because I know I need to put it back on. Also, I'm an idiot sometimes and I'll just forget to put it back on and I'll get yelled at. Not really yelled at, they'll just remind you to put it back on, so. I mean, good Lord, look at that thing, like, that's insane. Like, I cannot wait for this ride to open. Like, I mean, if anything like Hagrid's, because it is made by the same group who made Hagrid's. So, it may have a lot of the same issues, but at the same time, maybe not. It's not gonna have, I don't think it's many things. I think this is gonna be just a 2 launch with a bunch of inversions. So maybe they'll make it a little bit more manageable because Hagris is 7 launches, 1 switch track, 2 drop tracks, and backward sections. So there's a lot of going on with the Hagris, but this is gonna be a lot more straightforward, if that makes sense. So may not have as many issues like you did with the Hagris, but I cannot wait because I said we needed the Jurassic World ride, and here we go. We got one coming in right now. Still nothing but Universal, but that's usually their MO. They usually don't say anything until about 3 or 4 months before it actually opens. So the earliest I feel like we'll see anything or hear anything is this fall, maybe August or September at the earliest, in my opinion. All right, now that I've had a chance to go through some things, I'm going to go ahead and make my way out of Universal Orlando Resort. Getting kind of warm, been here for a little while, and I gotta check on the puppy. Make sure he's doing good. Make sure he hasn't torn anything up. I'm trying to get him used to me not being around quite as much, just so that he doesn't have any separation issues. But I'm gonna take a little stop through the gift shop. If I see anything in there I like, I may show y'all. If I don't, we'll just head to the front. All right, couldn't find the mask in there. I have seen it throughout the park, so I do know that the new retro Universal sign face mask does exist. But they do offer face masks for either $6 for one, or you can buy 3 of them for $15. So if you're coming with a group of, group of 3, maybe a little bit cheaper to get them that way because it'll be only $5 per. Alrighty, so we are going to go ahead and call it a day from Universal Orlando Resort. Very fun day out here. Not as busy as I thought it was going to be. Was able to get on a couple of rides. Was actually able to make 3 virtual line passes. However, only used 2 of them because I got rid of my Gringotts one so I can do my Hagris one. So no regrets on that, to be honest. But it looks like you can only have 2 at a time and you must use them at that time or before you can make any more. So I thought before it was only 1, but it was 2. But I am blown away with Hagrid's system, how efficient they are. I was blown away how quickly we were able to get on and off Mummy, even though they were only loading every other row and only 1 group in each row. So, kind of nice to see that. I mean, just overall, plus we got our pass holder magnet, we got our pass holder pins. Just overall, just a great time. I mean, this was, I really like what Universal's been doing, and just in a couple of weeks, they've really stepped up their game. It's really going to make it hard. Well, it's not going to make it hard, it's going to make it good for Disney because they can learn what Universal's doing. So when Disney decides to reopen, they'll have that. So, but with all that being said, I do head off from an amazing day here at Universal Orlando Resort. I'll see you guys next time.